back on this again.
Jack, paint me like one of your French girls. Ah!
Okay, tubes, it's the next day, and that means we're continuing with the radiator install. Now, I have found one issue that I think could be a bit of a sticking point, and that is the top hose. I bought two 90s. I should have bought three, really, because the idea is that one will go on there, then I'll have a straight piece of stainless tube, then another 90 like that, which will then feed into the bottom of the radiator. Well, when you look at the top, which is going to be, the radiator is going to be pushed over this way to this side, that's going to be flipped round. I'm going to need a 90 round. Well, I could have some normal rubber hose just for now, which will get me around the problem. That's the only sticking point I envisage at the moment. There probably is going to be loads. The next one I can kind of see will be these fan shroud mounts. I haven't measured the MX-5 fan, but I would say that they're not going to meet up, which means I'm going to have to make brackets for the fan shroud, which I did anyway. I mean, the stanchions that hold the radiator on for the MG radiator I've already done, so that's another one. Because they on the car that this is supposed to be for, they'll sit in and just slot in. So that's the only thing. One thing I'm not happy about with this radiator is this, which is the drain hole, which uses a plastic kind of bung. I'm going to order sets of these, so I've got a few in the car, because you can guarantee that I'm working somewhere and that little twat will come out. But apart from that, it's kind of a bit of same thing again. We're going to fabricate the skid tray, or the ducting is now all sorted. You can just about see it down there, so I'm happy about that. That should hopefully give the air a better sort of throughway, because this is a good 10 centimetres taller than the original MG one, which is the reason why I want to help with the cooling, because half of that radiator is covered by the let's get to focus. There we go. Half that radiator is covered by the bed that sits in the front of the grill area. So this, yes, sure, some of it will be covered on the new radiator, but also quite a lot of it will be open. So that's the idea. So what I'm going to do now is drain the coolant and start whipping that radiator out. So, enjoy. So she's out, and you can see our ducting. Hee hee. Right, I'm going to get the other radiator. So that's about the position it's going in, but obviously set further down. It's that top rad hose, which is my main worry at the moment. Radiator is propped in. Looks pretty sweet, to be fair. Okay. Then, at the bottom, she's mounted as well. Well, propped. So we're losing about 4 inches in the centre because of the cross member, which I'm going to probably put holes in to basically give it a bit more airway. But then with the ducting we did yesterday, that should keep the air flowing through the intercooler, and some of it should at least make its way through the rad, I hope. Otherwise we mount the radiator a little bit higher, but that's looking pretty sweet. radiator hose, I think she could probably go a bit higher, to be fair. Yeah, we'll put that a bit higher. So, radiator is softly mounted. See where we're at the moment. Kind of get, that's the top. I'm going to put a mount to there. The bottom is what I'm kind of spending the most of the time doing. You'll see how it's done. So, it's just going to drop in like the OEM style ones do on a Civic, but I'm going to make these stanchions will come off and go around the chassis rail and bolt to the chassis rail, and it'll hold it, and then the other side will hold it as well. To kind of make it pretty neat, that will, and it should look quite nice. Paint it black. It will be hidden, but paint it so it don't rust up. That should be pretty neat. I'm quite chuffed with that. It's about at the right height as well, because if we look for the top of the rad, look at the top of the rad, so there. That's quite nice, that, isn't it? That's looking alright. Yeah. Nice thing mount these painting. Radiator's in, I'm going to start mocking the water pipes. Is welded little beads on them. Just, you know what it is, just a little bit, because then when the rubber hose goes on, you get the focus. You'll get the Jubilee clip going on, stops it from sliding off, because these are quite smooth. But what I will have to do is just not wheel those, and generally what I do is just put a lick of paint on them, just to stop the water from making them rust. Because obviously that is stainless, that is just standard MIG wire. It's pointless me just changing it just over for those little bits of bead. It just, like I say, it's just a blob just to stop it from the pipe from sliding off. Once that's done, we can start putting everything back together. Hopefully we might run it up. Yay! Radiator's in with its temporary top hose until I can get a new silicon MX5 unit. That'll look pretty cool. Fan, I've just got to solder one more spade connector on, so I've got the spade connector ready. I'm just waiting for the soldering iron to kick in, because I don't use crimping tools. I solder these in, stop them from coming off. then we're ready to fill it with coolant and give her a test. Yeah, you can't wait. Thermostat's open. Side. So there we go. You see the cradle for the radiator support, the bottom hose, and then this basically skid tray, which is really just to duct some air through and hopefully keep it in. I mean, yeah, you can do so much really. Just hoping it helps. Pretty sweet. Okay guys, well the car's down on the ground, fan is running, it keeps turning off and on as it should. I need to sort out a catch can, air filter as well, well I say catch can, expansion tank, air filter, and a fan kit to hold that fan on. But apart from that, the fan kicks in and goes off as it should do. So next test will be take it out on a test drive, but that will be next week now. Running out of time. So we're back on the duty with this radiator and everything. So everything's supported. It's nice and solid on them nice mounts that we made. The pipes are all in and everything. A couple of things need to be sorted. That radiator cap is crap. It's supposed to be a 1.1. Yeah, 1.1 bar PSI. It'll be bar, that will be, not PSI. Duh. Yeah, it's supposed to be a 1.1. It's obviously some cheap crap and the spring's crap. Basically, I just put a piece of pipe on the overflow and it was dribbling out. So what I need to do is change the cap. Now I bought a original JDM cap from a Civic, I believe, which is a 1.3 bar, which is the same pressure as what the original MGB radiator was. So it heightens it up a bit. Should help, hopefully. It keeps obviously the pressure in, raising the boiling temperature of the coolant. Pardon me. So the next job to do is fit a catch can of some sort. It's just a cheap aluminium anodized one. This will be fitting next to the radiator, so on that right hand side, basically between the boost pipe, it will go down, fit in there. Be lovely, that will be. So at least then any of the coolant that comes out can go into there, and it's obviously nice reservoir. I mean, I think it's 1 or 2 litres, that is, so it's going to carry quite a bit if there's a need to. radiator is secure, nice and secure in here, and the fan is on, the new fan kit. So next thing is I need to make a plate for that, so then when it goes through there I can spread the weight. So I'll just make a plate up. You don't need to see me make that, you've seen me make loads of plates before. We have success. Just took it out, and usually when I get back from a drive the fan is running as soon as I pull up. That's obviously a far more efficient because the fan wasn't running, and it was hot at temperature when I took it out and the fan was on, so that's 89 degrees. When I came back, the radiator was at well, the water temperature was at 56 degrees, so it cooled it right down. I mean, it's not a very hot day, and there's no leaks or anything, but at least I know it's working and doing its job. Quite chuffed with that. So now I've got to do the turbo gasket. Okay, test time. First drive out with the new radiator. Just going to go down to the island and back again. The car seems to get cool really quick, so I'm hoping this fixes the problem. I'm just on a return trip now, and I think we've sorted it. If in actual fact, I don't want to count my chickens or anything, but I was at 80 degrees just as I set off from the garage, and it's dropped it down to 60, I'd say. So it might be overcooling. But I'll soon know tomorrow. So, if you enjoyed the video, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.